Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. I'm Eric and I like to read, and today I'm going to be doing the Anti TBR book tag. So this book tag was originally created by Nicole and Her Books, so I'll have her original video down in the description below. But basically this book tag is about books that we're not interested in reading or authors that we're not interested in reading. So I find that concept interesting in itself because BookTube is all about us talking about the books we want to read and are excited to read. So this is just like so controversial, but I love it. So yeah, I'm excited to jump into this. I don't know if my answers are going to be that exciting, but we'll see. So the first question is a book that everyone loves that you have no interest in reading. And I feel like I'm going to get some people mad at me when I answer this one, but I'm choosing Dune, mainly just because it's a chunker, first of all. Also, that being said, I do absolutely love this edition that Marcus has for his shelves. It's absolutely stunning. But the book in itself, I just don't know if I'd be able to get into it. I feel like it's going to be very dense, and I'm I'm not really good when it's a lot of world building. Like I need to be thrown into it at like a moderately fast pace to get into it, and I don't know if this book is going to do that. That like all this being said, I haven't read this book. I haven't even thought about picking it up. I guess that's why I'm using it for this question, but I don't really have any inclination to pick it up. Like there's nothing that's drawing me to this book to make me want to read it. So yeah, I mean, I'm probably gonna watch the movie that comes out because the trailer looked cool for that. But the book in itself, I'm sorry guys, I don't really have any interest in reading this. Then the next question is a classic book or author that you don't have any interest in reading. For this one, I chose Wuthering Heights. And this is just because like this was a book that a lot of people read in high school. I absolutely had no desire to read it. Personally, I'm not really like a big classics person in general, so I don't really tend to go towards that genre at all. The one classic book that I do like reading is A Christmas Carol. I try and read it every Christmas. I don't always succeed with that, but that's just like the only classic. I've also read Oliver Twist, which I was kind of bored during. And then Lord of the Flies, that was one that we read for school. I did enjoy that one, but oh, and also Frankenstein. I liked Frankenstein. But like in general, I just don't go towards classics. I don't know. I'm not very into those books. So question 3 and 3.5, they're like kind of combinable. So this is an author that you have no interest in reading any of their books, but 3.5 is like a problematic author. And Nicole said we're allowed to combine these questions. So for this one, I'm choosing J.K. Rowling. I mean, I've already read the Harry Potter series, and that was good when I read them, but she's a very problematic author now. And well, she's been becoming a problematic author for a while now. And so I have absolutely no interest in reading anything else that she puts out. I don't support her as a person, so I don't think that I will be picking up any of her books. So yeah, sorry JK, but not sorry. Next up is an author that you have read a couple of their books and decided that they're just not for you. Um, this one's kind of funny. I'm choosing Kristen Kishore for this one, and she is the author of Graceling, Fire, and Bitter Blue. I've read Graceling and Fire. I did them both as buddy reads with my friend Amanda, and every time, the thing is with Kristen Kishore is every time we go to read one of her books, I think that the next one's going to be okay, and I build it up and think it's going to be all right. But the problem with her books is that, or in my opinion, the problem with her books is that there's so much build up throughout the entirety of the book for a very quick ending, and it seems like a waste that there was all that build up for it to be over like lickety split. I don't know. It really bugs me. And I mean, I'm still going to read Bitter Blue because Amanda wants to buddy read it and we already started this journey. So like we have to finish it. But I do think that after Bitter Blue, I probably won't be reading any more books by Kristen Kishore because I get the same feeling every time. And I think it's going to happen again with Bitter Blue. Her writing style is not for me. And I'm okay with that. And that is okay. Then we have a genre that you have no interest in reading or a genre that you have tried but you still just can't get into. And for me, it's still historical fiction. I've tried to read many historical fiction books, but most of the time I read a historical fiction, it's usually like a 3-star or lower because like I just can't get into it. I don't know what it is about the genre of historical fiction. I'm not interested. I guess I want more like intense action with like magical battles and stuff. Like I like stuff like that. I especially love any books that are like located in space. Those are the books for me. I love those books. But I don't know, historical fiction, it's just I was never really a fan of history to begin with in school. I was more like an art kid. So, I mean, art history was okay. Like, I didn't mind that because that was like combining the two. But I don't know, historical fiction, it has never been one that I am drawn to. And yeah, that's just the genre that doesn't necessarily do it for me. Then next up is a book that you have bought that you will never read. And for the most part, like every book I buy, I have the intention of reading. I know it's kind of unrealistic because I've purchased so many books over the years, but like I actually do have the intention of reading most of them. Like I'm not going to buy a book if I don't have the intention of reading it. That being said, I do have Cloud Atlas, and this was a book that I bought honestly because I watched the movie trailer for it and I saw that it looked really interesting. And also, you know, when you watch a movie trailer and there's like a song that comes on and it just immediately pulls you in because you're like a sucker for that song? Well, that happened with this movie trailer. And then I happened to see this book when I was in the bookstore shortly after watching that movie trailer. So I bought the book, did not read the book, still have the book on my shelf. Like years and years later, it just it just never happened. And yeah, I still have this book. I honestly don't think I will read this book. So I don't know why it's still on my shelf. It is a very beautiful book cover, but like, I don't know. I just don't think I'm going to read it. It's also very, like, after watching the movie, I can just imagine this book being very intense. Like, I'm pretty sure I tried reading it and I got like 10 pages in or something and then didn't continue because it was all over the place. And I was also in school at the time. So like my mind was elsewhere, but yeah, this is that book. Then we have a series you have no interest in reading or a series that you have started and DNF'd. And so for this one, I'm choosing the After series by Anna Todd. I have no desire to read these books at all. I've seen so many people talk about them and how they're very controversial, but like I personally just don't have the desire to read them. I don't think they're that interesting. And yeah, like I don't get what the hype's all about, but I don't think I'll ever be picking up those books. And lastly, we have a new release that you are not interested in reading. So for this one, I feel like it's pretty obvious, but like Midnight Sun by Stephanie Meyer, I don't think I'll ever read this book because it's essentially the exact same story, just told from Edward's perspective. And it's like, I already read Twilight in high school and I don't really need to take that journey again. So I'm just not going to. I'll just leave it at that. Yeah, so that's the tag, guys. I think the next step is to tag some more people in this. I'm pretty sure like everybody has already done this tag because I'm pretty late to it. I've seen that Nicole's original video has a lot of views on it, so like I know lots of people have been doing this tag. I'm trying to think who I can tag for this because yeah, I feel like everybody's done it. So I'm going to tag Melted Books, so Hillary, because I feel like every time I tag her in a tag, I actually see her do it a couple weeks later, which is really cool. And we also just kind of have this thing going back and forth where we tag each other in lots of videos. So yeah, I'm going to tag Hillary. And I'm also going to tag the BookTube Goddess because they've tagged me in a couple of tags recently. And so I'm hitting you right back with another one. So yeah, and that's it for the Anti TBR book tag. If you guys want to do this tag, by all means do it. I will put all the information in the description below so you can do it as well. If you guys want to support me, I have a Patreon and a Ko-fi page, which I'll put in the description down below, as well as a place to purchase my bookmarks. We also have Reindeer Readathon bookmarks if you want to get some of those, so that'll also be in the description. Speaking of the Reindeer Readathon, I am super excited for it, and so many people have signed up already, so I think it's going to be a really good reading month of December, and I just can't wait to jump into it and join my team in doing this challenge of reading lots of books. I'm also excited to make my TBR for the Reindeer Readathon because I really like making TBRs, and it's going to be interesting to like kind of match up everything with the prompts. So yeah, I'm getting excited. Anyway, you guys know the drill. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that bell notification so you know when I post videos. I usually post videos on Monday and Thursday. And until next time, keep on reading.